One look and I breathe. One touch feels skin deep. A picture perfect, underserving.
Hey there, hey there, hey there. It's your girl, Martisha Sherman, that unapologetic therapist, here to bring you another Wednesday session. Yes, it is 7 p.m. on a Wednesday night. If you have not subscribed to the Unapologetic Therapist YouTube channel, you're missing out. We have great conversation, real talk, real conversations, real topics, and we do it with unconditional love in mind. I am so excited about the guests that I have tonight, but let me tell you more about why we are doing what we're doing here on the Unapologetic Show. Now, anybody that knows me know I have a heart for the community. And my heart for the community is to break generational barriers and to eradicate stigmas. Now, these words may sound big to you, but they're minor, small words, but I use them unapologetically because we are behind when it comes to mental health because we don't want to talk to a professional. We want to talk to auntie, uncle, mom, dad, sister, cousin. Well, here's the thing, like I said in January, you have insurance. If you have a job, you have insurance. If you are under Obamacare, you have insurance, and your insurance will cover therapy sessions. You just have to ask how many sessions does it cover, and if you have a copay, and if you don't. Some insurance, and I'm finding this out, don't even charge you a copay because they pay for it. They want you to have the mental health success that you need. They want you to be able to talk to someone in regards to your mental health. Also, with these big corporations, you have the employee assistance program where they give you at least 6 free sessions. I've heard 6 free sessions where you can talk to a therapist and find out what it is that you need to know about what is going on. Let me tell you, nobody's ever immune to having a crying spell or feeling sad or just having a moment. And that's what I call them. They're just a moment. But in that moment, you're needing to talk to someone and tell them what's going on that can truly understand where you're coming from. And like I said, on my on on my page, I put on there, ask a therapist if you want to know the truth about what's going on. So I have been reaching out to the community, asking them, finding out what's going on so we can best prepare the individuals out there. Because let me tell you, when I sit down and talk with a client and they say, well, my family doesn't understand that I have this, or my family don't feel like I'm this, or my family don't feel like that I have a mental health issue. I'm out here to educate you. So that's why we're hosting the For the Love of Basketball and Mental Health for mental health awareness. It's a fundraiser. And in that fundraiser, here's your call to action. Stop suffering in silence and allow us to help you find a good therapist. Find if you want a male therapist, female therapist, couple therapists, LGBTQ plus community out there. There are so many therapists out there that you can talk to that can really help navigate and guide you the best way possible to understand why you're feeling the way you're feeling, or if there's some issue. So the For the Love of Basketball and Mental Health Awareness is March 29th and 30th at the gym in Atascocita. We're doing a fundraiser there. We're having teams. It's 3-on-3 with 5 players. Of course, there will be food, game, prizes, vendors. All of that will be available for you there at that day on the 29th and 30th. Let me tell you, it's going to happen regardless. I don't care if I got to get out there and bounce a basketball, and I ain't touched a basketball in years. And I will get out there because it's all about making though getting the awareness out there for individuals. And then of course, your girl will be speaking on a panel for Empower Her Hope 2025. That's in a week, on the 15th of March. And I will be on the panel with some beautiful ladies, and we're going to be bringing it to you. I'm coming for you, unapologetically. I'm coming for you, and I'm coming to you in great love. Then also, if you're 50 plus and you out here and you want to be dating in these streets, if you're in these streets, you out here trying to date in these streets and it ain't working. Look, come to the summit. It's March 17th to the 21st. Your girl will be speaking there too. I'm on the panel. Yes, I will be on the panel talking about, taking care of yourself mentally before you get into a relationship, making sure you know your triggers. And of course, we know life coaches call them red flags. We call them triggers because, hey, it's mental health. And finding out what it is that you want in that mate before you get in there and cause more. I'm just going to say it unapologetically. You don't want to cause more damage than it's already there. You want to make sure that you're good when you're talking to someone and knowing when to push back, learning boundaries in these relationships, and creating healthy boundaries in these relationships. So if you have not gotten your ticket for the Empower Her Hope Conference 2025, go to all my social media platforms. You will find that there. And the Why He Can't mission, I'm on the team with Why He Can't. I'm the unapologetic therapist, Martisha Sherman, and we're just out here in the community, being the resource for the community, for underserved community. And our mission is to eradicate and to break generational barriers that are out here where people like you and I were born around these cliches and these what happens in the house stays in the house, where don't tell everybody your business, it's our family business. Well, what if that family business is hurting you? So my guess, I ain't gonna tell y'all the secret behind it, but my guess, let me tell you, this person right here, he's critical. I'm unapologetic. So you really finna get a show tonight. Because when I say he gets it out here in these streets, he be out here in these streets handling it up out here in these streets. And he gonna make sure you understand that, it ain't what you think it is, and you're not finna come at him. But he does it in such a gentle way that people get mad. But let the truth be told. I tell people, you ain't finna get no sugar diabetes or spiritual diabetes here, because I'm gonna tell you what it is, but I'm saying it in love and understanding. And if it hurts you, that means you did it. They like that statement is, if the shoe fit, wear it. If it's your shoe, put it on. So without further ado, I have coming to the stage from the Critical Show. Hey, Critical. Can you hear me?
Hey, what's going on? How you doing? How you doing?
We doing well. We are doing well. Let me tell you, I love what you're doing out here. The underground awards, down with the underground awards. Also the fun. You're collecting stuff for children and kids out here, the food and clothing. And then also we both, it's so amazing. 2024 was a great year. We both got the presidential award, which was good.
Yeah,
Tell me
yes,
what else you
yes,
doing out here.
yes.
Tell me what else you doing out here besides clowning on Facebook when somebody say something they don't have no business saying. Tell me about it.
Hey, you was chopping up, but I heard the ending part though.
Okay. So tell me that part about critical. What else you out here doing in the community?
I'm doing everything in community. You know, I do a lot. To try to make up for all of my mess ups in the community as a youngster. So now that I'm older, I'm able to look back, at our community and be like, man, you know what I'm saying? Something has got to be done. Somebody has to step up. Somebody has to help our people. Somebody have to look out for these kids and make sure that they have. You know, and I'm just glad that I'm in the mind frame that I am,
Mhm.
compared to what my mind was maybe 10, 15 years ago, because I wasn't thinking nothing about serving the community, in the correct way and in the right manner. So I'm just grateful that I'm able to see a lot of things that I wasn't able to see before, and connect with the right people that I need to connect with to try to build up our community. Because I tell everybody this all the time. If I'm able to mess up the community, I'm able to come back to the community and do something positive to try to correct all of the nonsense that I put out in the community.
Mhm. Mhm. Exactly. And see, that's the thing. People don't understand that if I mess up and then I can come back and fix it, I'm coming back to make the right corrections for it. I'm not coming to do any damages because I'm telling you. I'm actually when I'm fixing it, that means I'm apologizing for the stuff that I've done. I'm not
Facts.
saying that I didn't do it. I'm not saying that this didn't happen. But if I push them, I tell my clients this sometimes because I come up with these things in my head. But if I push somebody in the ditch and 10
Uh-huh.
years later I see you at that same ditch, I'm gonna come pick you up out of that ditch. Because I knew I
Yes.
had no business putting you down in that ditch. But I tell individuals all the time when somebody's growing through something, it's not about you. They're just
Facts.
growing through a situation at the time. And after they
Yeah.
grow through it, then they can come back and fix it. But you got to allow
Mhm.
them to
Mhm.
fix it too.
That's right. That's right. You have to allow them to fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, and growing up in the hood, man, it was so many lessons learned, saying, just growing up in the hood. You know what I'm saying? When it was safe for us to walk up and down the street and,
Hmm.
and go to the stove. You know what I'm saying? Or walk down the street and go to the cool cup lady or the candy man house, or, you know what I'm saying? All of that type of stuff. It's time to bring all of that back, but we also have to realize it's a lot of folks that don't want to bring those times back because they are stuck in these critical times right now.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean our family, our kids, that doesn't do anybody good whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? So we have to, sit back, because a lot of us think that we know everything. You know what I'm saying? We run across those people that feel like that they know everything and those type of situations, but we can't get distracted. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing about a lot of us. A lot of us get distracted. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And I mean get distracted off all of the wrong things,
Hmm.
all of the wrong things. You,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying? But the things that are meant and that are out there to make us better as people. You know what I'm saying? We, you know, just skim through that like it's, you know what I'm saying? You know how you skim through a book, you know what I'm saying? Or
Yeah.
skim through a movie,
Yeah.
that's how a lot of people treat life. If you really just sit back and analyze and realize that's how a lot of people treat life. You
Yeah.
just skimming through it.
Yeah. Until they
So if
come
you,
right back and she hit you.
yeah,
Then you
so
got a problem.
yeah, so if you just skimming through it, you will never know or realize, you know what I'm saying, the real message. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? And and this goes back and reflects on to Sunday when the pastor was taught. The sermon was don't get stuck.
Ah,
You get what I'm saying? And looking at a lot of things, you know what I'm saying, from the past, I'm glad I'm not stuck no more.
that's
You
good.
know what I'm saying?
That's
You know what
good.
I'm saying? And and that ain't nothing but grace. You
Yeah.
know, because I'm not stuck no more.
Yeah.
Hey
See, that's the thing.
man.
That's the thing I talk about with people all the time. Finding out where you're stuck at, because if you find out where you're stuck at, then you can take that cement off. You can get the words to jackhammer that cement off your feet or wherever you stuck at in that clay, and find somebody to help pull you out of it. And I know, and I'm gonna go to that. Who was your circle that helped pull you out of it?
My circle that pulled me out of there, you know, I want to say my Aunt Brenda. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And rest her soul, but she was the one that really, you know, took my hand and guided me and, got me on the right path, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So she was the one, because if not, you know what I'm saying, ain't no telling where I'd be.
Yeah, yeah, and it's always that someone that you never tell where you'll be if that person didn't come and snatch you up by your back of your collar. But
Yeah,
in that
that's
in
right.
that season that you were growing your business, the season that you were growing, and I have to learn where the name critical come from. I want to know
Well,
where critical come from.
the name critical, uh, because a lot of people don't know that, I used to rap, and all of that type of stuff, so Monroe, which is my aunt and husband, which is my uncle. You know what I'm saying? That's my dog. You know, we were trying, because I came up with the name Maniac D, but he was like, "No, we got to come up with another name. We got to come up with another name for you, because you can't sell it." So he was like, "Well, just give me a couple of weeks." He said, "Well, no." He said, "Give me a couple of days." That's all right. But the couple of days became to a couple of weeks.
Okay, okay.
So we was sitting around playing dominoes one day and he was like, "I got your name." I say, "Yeah." I say, "What is it?" He say, "Critical." I say, "Critical." I say, "All right, I like that." You know what I'm saying? And it's been critical ever since.
Okay, okay, okay. So when you got that name critical, did that jumpstart everything? Because like you said, you were rapping before. Did that kind of like jumpstart everything else therefore on your journey with what you're doing now?
Yes. Um, you know, when he gave me that name critical, you know what I'm saying? I already knew what the word critical mean, but I really had to look up the definition
Mm-hmm.
of what critical really meant. So I had to embrace that, in a orderly fashion, you know what I'm saying? Because people hear certain names, and they get the wrong perspective about you.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to take it to a whole nother different level, especially, when I'm rapping, then I'm representing Greens Point, on top of that, family ties with Trinity going, so it was, and that's like people ask me all the time, where I'm from. I tell them, I'm from the city of the Pisces, you know, Trinity Gordon Posse and Greenspoint Posse. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Mhm.
from the city of the Posses. And a lot of people, as the years go on, a lot of people doing more research as far as who is critical. You,
Okay.
you know, you know, critical may sound, harsh to a lot of people, but in a community, critical is one of those go-to people. You know what I'm saying? When you have something going on, when you need something addressed, when the community is in need, you know, that's when critical steps in, because critical can bring all of the positive critical situations to the positive situations to the community.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the way it should be. And that's why I said, that's why I named the show, critically unapologetic in the community in these streets. Because what
Mhm.
I notice is just with you doing the awards for uh artists who are not
Mhm.
even seen by the community unless and they come
Right.
to an event and stuff like that. And these are some great talents that I saw that night when I came to the event,
Uh-huh.
as
Uh-huh.
well as you
Mhm.
had somebody there who's an advocate. And the stuff that he spoke, a lot of people don't want to hear it because we're so used to our ears getting tickled with sweet
Yeah.
stuff. It's like, oh, if you just be quiet, we'll do the work over here, but not knowing that those people are really not thinking about you in general as a person and as the community. So when I saw the critical show, I was like, oh my goodness, we gonna get some understanding about what's going on here. But like you said, until you research and find out what it is that you're doing in the community, critical sounds harsh. Just like unapologetic sounds harsh. But if you really sit down and talk to me, if you really sit down and get to know
Right.
me, I'm showing you straight love, and I have the resources that you need to get you to where you need to get to. And
Yes.
that's why I tell people I am for everybody, because I may know somebody who's, trying to get their music out there and be like, hey, I know somebody,
Right.
I may
Right.
not be the person, I'll sing a la 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 song, but I won't. I did Roxanne Shante in high school. I was rapping. I thought I was rapping back in high school. I promise you, I knew Roxanne all the way down. As I'm telling you, even in the 90s, I thought I was Eve because I hadn't turned my hair platinum. Well, I thought I was this point Eve. So yeah, yeah. So I got an ear for music. I do. I got an ear for music, but I don't tell everybody that. I don't. I don't tell everybody. Some things you gotta keep quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in following you on social media, and I love your passion for what you do, because I'm very passionate about what I do. And I was just talking to my daughter in California, um, and for the first time in a minute, I broke down and cried because my heart is
Hmm.
tugged towards mental health, because a lot of people won't
Man.
service. Yeah, they won't seek the service unless and it's free, or they don't want to use their insurance, or you
Yeah.
paid for it, go on, use it. You already, it's coming out of your check every month, every pay
Mm-hmm.
period. Go ahead and use it.
Go ahead
And
and use it.
right. Instead of saying, I'm not going to go to no therapist because I don't need to talk to nobody, but you'll go and talk to your homegirl, don't know if she about to commit suicide. Go and talk to your baby daddy. You don't know if he about to
Right.
commit suicide. You don't know none of this stuff. So
That's right.
when we talk about the streets, because you talk to a lot of people in the streets, and a
Mm-hmm.
lot of guys come to you. And I
Mm-hmm.
even met this situation where I was at a basketball game with adult men, and
Mm-hmm.
just sitting there talking to them, and one guy sat up there and he said, I like what you do. He said, because the stuff that you talk about, people won't talk about, and they don't know. We athletes, we can go home, be ready to die at any moment and hurt ourselves because we're not living a life that we see in our eyes. And no coaches is ever asking us, are you okay? Are you fine? What's going on? But I know you do this with your people. Are you okay? In the community, are you okay? What do you need? How can I best address your situation? So for you, and I have to go back to the social media. I love it. I love it. I sometimes I have to go back to replays and I'll be like, did he say that for real? Yeah, he said that. Okay. How do you address artists and people that come to you when it comes to how they want to put their craft out there? Because putting their craft out there is not always a good safe zone. How do you best prepare them? Do you give them words of encouragement of what it would look like?
Well, I be straight up with the artist. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Point blank. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing that a lot of people that are in the Houston industry uh are not being honest with the artist. If the artist music sound like trash, the artists already know. I'ma tell them, say, "Nah, that's not it. You need to go re-record that. You need to send me another song." Because that's not it, and I'm not gonna play it. I'm not gonna vouch for it. None of that. I'm just straight up. You know what I'm saying? Because why would I lie to an artist and tell an artist that their music is jamming when, and then they get the courage of booking a show out of state, for example, New York or Oklahoma or Memphis, you know, and they think that the music is really jamming. Not only that, I didn't lied to them and told them they music is jamming. The people in their circle, in their family, their friends, they didn't lie to them and told them that their music is jamming. So now you're going way to somewhere else to do a show and represent the city, and then after the fact, you getting a lot of backlash. Oh, such and such critical done told such and such that they music jam and that's complete trash. And no, we got to represent the city in the right way, and that's why Houston is at the bottom of the list when it comes to music and entertainment because nobody is pushing the right thing.
Right. And I
You know,
like how you do that. I like how you come at people and it's like, that's even like for any industry, maybe any industry of entertainment. If you're a comedian, you know you're not funny, and somebody tell you that you're funny, then when you get on that stage and you be like,
man.
told me I was funny. And then here it goes. They end up needing therapy. They won't come. They won't come with therapy. It's like, no, they told me that so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write some lyrics that's gonna sound like I'm not hurting, but I am hurting. So I'm gonna
Fact,
write these
fact.
lyrics saying, yeah, you said my music is trash, but it ain't trash. And that gets me too for those one hit wonders. I feel bad for people who are one hit wonders because you get this banging music. Somebody told you that it sound good, but then when I listen to your whole CD, I'm like, oh my god,
Yes, yes. You done wasted your money.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But that all goes back to the team, the management.
mm,
You know what I'm saying? Because it's no way that I'm gonna let my artist get out here and look totally stupid because the reflection of them reflects right back to you. You know what I'm saying? So it's a must that people be serious about their craft. Don't
Mm.
if you're doing it as a hobby, that's on you. But for all of the folks and seeing that's the one thing about me. I only deal with the people that are serious about their craft because
Exactly.
yeah. Yeah, no time waits for nobody. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not about to waste my time on somebody that's treating this like a hobby because yeah, I can direct you to the right person. I can direct you to who you need to talk to. I can direct you, and help you connect the dots, to help you be more successful. But as far as me wasting my time, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, and that's out of pure respect for the craft, And I have people laughing a lot of times when I be talking to them about music, and I be saying, I used to be thugging back in the days. They be like, "You downstairs," and I'm like, serious, I used to go to
Yeah.
studios and stuff like that, so I know how to listen. I say, but I stay in my lane, in regards to I know
Yeah.
that that's not my lane to be sitting up there trying to produce and do music and stuff like
Uh-huh,
that.
uh-huh,
But
uh-huh.
I want to be able to give people the right sounding board when they know they're doing something that's really not in their profession.
That's
So
right.
being in your profession as a show host, a producer, because I might as well call you that, because if you're talking to people about their music, and what sells and what doesn't sells, because what doesn't sell because you've been there.
That's
um
right.
when it comes to social media and people putting their music out there on social media just to get somebody to say, hey, I like your music, but it's so many different sound systems that's changing the way the music is saying, and the
Uh-huh,
way the music is sounding. So
That's right.
for
That's
a
right.
minute everybody sounded like who's that um it sounded like they was crying the whole time. It's like rappers sounding like they singing lullabies.
Auto tune.
Yeah, that part. That part. I was I was like, why everybody sound like they crying? Why everybody sound like they crying on these songs. How do
Yeah.
you deal with that when you talk to someone and being very critical with them on them?
Again, I'm straight up, with the artist, because I don't want to mislead nobody. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's an artist, whether it's people in our community, I would never want to mislead anybody intentionally. So and a lot of times, and that's why, I'm in the mind frame that I am, because it's easy to mislead somebody, what I'm saying, who are really not in the right frame of mind. It's really easy. You know what I'm saying? So we have to be cautious about that, and you know, y- just tell people the truth. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with telling people the truth, but it's always a right way to deliver, to say things, because a lot of people, you know, um, take your words, to heart, when you really don't mean no harm, so we always have to, and over the years I had to realize that, as being, a radio host, as being, uh, a a com- a pillar of the community. I had to sit back and analyze my own self over the years. So now I'm able to interact, with whoever, what I'm saying, the business settings, street settings, because it's a lot of people and activists and political figures, you know, they're not able to walk through the community and talk to these kids, to certain adults. You know what I'm saying, and be a positive stain on the community brain. A lot of people are not able to do these type of things, and I'm just grateful that I'm one of the people that I have the influence to do the right thing in the community, and that's what it is for me.
So when we talk about in the community and in these streets, and you being a
Hmm.
pillar of the community, what do you see is needed most when we talk about mental health when it comes to these kids? You know, because a lot of kids out here are pretty much raising themselves, or the parents are not as effective in their lives when it comes to them going to school. So being a pillar in the community, like you said, you can go inside of Trinity Garden and you can go to Greens Point because these are your posse. This is your community or your tribe right there. What are you seeing lacking most when it comes to, you know, that part of the community when it comes to mental health?
When it comes to mental health, you know, throughout the city, it don't matter where it's on the north side or south side, the east side or the west side. You know, it saddens me all the time to see somebody with mental issues at the corner store, standing at the red lights, or maybe at some of these popular food places. It's a hurtful feeling to see our people, and it's even more hurtful to see our people that know that our people have a mental issue and let our people go out in public and to be spaced out
Mm-hmm.
and to be begging and to be and to you know seeing them where they may have been then urinated on themselves.
Mm-hmm.
It's very hurtful
Mm-hmm.
because we have had many of our ancestors fight for so many rights and other things in our past to see our people at such a low caliber, because growing up in our family was built on love. Every weekend, our family was together doing a fish fry, playing dominoes, playing cards. The kids running around the yard, the kids in the house playing, the kids in the house watching movies. It's really a hurtful thing, but a lot of people that have never had those things, they will never understand because they have never had them. So people, like myself and you and a whole lot of other people that have had those special memories and going on, it's a must that we try to relate those situations to somebody that have never experienced those type of things.
And see, that's the thing I see when I'm moving around because for my work outside of my practice, I get to see different things and people in different situations, and sometimes it's at a point where you want to just say, and I know we can't do it. Come live in my house. Let me show you that love that you never seen before. Come
Yeah,
let's do
yeah,
this. But what
yeah,
I notice the most is when I sit down and talk to some of these individuals that are out there that are not in psychosis or not
yeah,
having a mental
yeah.
breakdown. Not everybody on the street that's homeless wants to be homeless. Not
Facts,
everybody.
facts, facts, facts.
Not
That's right.
everybody. Some of them can't. they can't handle a stable situation. Like I've had some that go to a hotel, and because they may have had a mental breakdown, the hotel puts them out and they have nowhere else to go, and then they lose their property and they doing all of this.
Mhm.
But what I can say about those who are in society, that are in the community, those pillars in the community, they are trying to help. They really
Yeah,
are.
yeah,
But again, like I said, don't fix it, change it. If you fix something, it's only temporal. You got to
yeah.
change
It's only
the behavior
temporary. That's right.
of the
That's right.
people. Yeah, you got to change the behavior, because until you change it, they're going to keep going back over and over again. Um,
Yes.
I would say some of my ideas on this podcast. Then some people be to listen in and be to take my ideas. Not you, but I'm saying some people might come
Yes.
along
Yes.
and listen to
Yeah.
my
I
podcast and
understand.
be like, oh
Yes,
yeah,
I understand. I understand. Yeah.
because
Yes.
you know people will do that. People will
Yes.
take your idea and change it to best fit
But
them.
but one thing I've learned about that, because I used to be thinking the same thing. Yeah. People may try to steal your ideas and come up with, they may think that they can do it better.
Mhm.
But if one thing that I done learned, if you're not the originator, guess what's gonna happen? It
It ain't
ain't
gonna
gonna
work.
happen.
Yeah,
That's
that
one thing that I done learned about it. So we are able to speak up on things. You
mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Because the originator holds the power. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? You
yeah,
never know what the originator has in store behind the idea that you're trying to steal. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. Exactly. And then on top of that, just being out here in the community, giving community awareness, letting people know, hey, the help is out here in the streets.
Yeah.
You have pillar community out here. And it's not like we're trying to um, you know, change the whole world. We have a certain lane of people that we have to deal with, when we're dealing with stuff,
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
so the thing, tell me if you could, and how would you, being that, we're talking about the community in the streets.
Hmm.
Um, what would you do if you were given the opportunity to change things that you see right now? What would be some of the things that you would do? Also, when you said it hurts you to your heart to see our people that are out here on the streets that are suffering on the corners, with their mental health, and on the stores, at the stores, sleeping on the streets and this, that, and the other, and they don't have the proper care. What would be one of the biggest things that you would change about the community when it comes to that?
One thing for sure, that I would change, and I've had always, as a young adult, I've always said this. If I ever came into a lot of money, that I would make a shelter for women and children. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Because men, you know, if you're able body, you know what I'm saying, you're able to take care of yourself. But my thing is, and main focus have always been, is the children and the women of our community.
Mhm.
Because really at the end of the day, that what holds our community together. Because if we didn't have women and children in our community, just think about our community.
Mhm. Mhm.
Just think about it.
Yeah.
Just think about it. So that's one thing off top that I would change. I would make sure that all the women and children are secure. I will make sure that they were stable. You
Mhm.
know, my next thing will make sure that. our men are able to take care of our women and children. Because
Okay.
if our men are not able to take care of our women and children, where we gonna be at?
Mhm.
What is our community without our men taking care of our men, women and children? And we come up from the era where that the men are supposed to take care of the family.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's nothing like being a man and able to come home on payday and be able to do nice things for his family.
Mhm. Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? That's and coming from a male's point of view, that's the
Mhm.
best feeling in the world when you are able to take care of your household. So that's number two. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? Um, I would make sure that every homeless person, for the ones that want to do better for themselves, because because there's a lot of people in it, and this comes back to mental illness. A lot of people want to do the right thing for themselves and their family, but it's something up here that just not sitting right. All the time. I'm not saying, what I'm saying, all the time, but maybe sometimes, because some people go here and there. You know, so that would be the main focus, because once any person is stable, you are able to do greater things outside of the box.
And
You
that's
know,
true.
so and that's where, you know, I try to talk to a lot of people, and a lot of people, may have looked at the critical show, may have tuned in to a lot of the shows, or what have you, or seen me out in the public doing interviews, or you know, whatever. You have, because and how I look at it, you can't get the uh. Well, I'm gonna just say it like this: you're gonna get the same critical all the time.
Okay. And that's what they
You're gonna,
need.
yeah,
That's what they need.
you're gonna get the same critical all the time, because at some point, and that's why I'm so grateful that I'm able to influence, because it's one thing if you have power and you're able to, you got power, but you're able to use your power for negativity. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? I've been on that side already, but it's a totally different ball game when you're able to use your power for positivity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And use the positivity to the masses.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And using my positivity to the masses, versus using my power to the masses of the negativity, the positive outweigh. You know what I'm saying?
It
Totally.
has to. It has to. It has to. And what I really enjoy too is when you said just the same as a man when he can provide or be the stability or the pillar, it's almost like putting on a nice outfit. Because when you look good, you feel good. So when you can
Yeah,
provide
yeah.
well, you feel good. It changes your mentality, it changes your mind, it changes the thoughts up here when you know that you can do the right thing and walk in the right way, even for a woman, man, or child. When you're doing the positive and you're getting the fulfillment of that positive, it does help with you mentally. Let me see. We have a question on here. um, Miss Lakeithia said, "What would be a strategy critical that you would use to help the men seek counseling for childhood trauma?
Oh wow, that's a good question. I've never been asked that before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's hey, that's an excellent question. And being a male, and you know, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. And that's why people always be like, check on your strong friends, check on your strong family members. People don't realize the messages, the phone calls. You know what I'm saying? The traumatized pictures that I have seen and witnessed. Man, it's crazy. It is crazy because I have talked to so many people, and to answer that question, I'm not gonna say nobody's name, but I had a situation with one person before, and this individual, he was talking to me about, I'm just listening, because so many people reach out to me for so many different situations,
Mm-hmm.
so and I'm passionate about, you know, people that reach out to me, the community, the whole nine. So this one person, he was like, it still bothers him that, his uncle used to try to molest him.
Mm.
So that's one of those things, you know, and that's one of those things that, you know, how Arsenio used to say, like, that's one of those things that have you like,
There
hmm,
you go.
you know,
Hmm. Yeah.
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 So those are one of those situations, so and we watch different sitcoms and different movies all the time and hear, different stories on the news. We may come across something across the media, and you'll be like, oh man, that's messed up. But for you to be, in that front seat, you know what I'm saying? You got to
Mm-hmm.
fasten your seatbelt, you know, to be able to take in and sympathize with somebody, that's putting all of their trust in you.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was, when I was, this is not just on one occasion, and this just, on a few occasions, that somebody has come to me, you know, stating, about being traumatized, whether it's being molested, whether it's being uh, beaten as a child,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and to and a lot of adults take that trauma and carry it along as being adults,
Mm-hmm.
and inflict that same trauma on their kids or anybody that's close to them. Mm,
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So the first thing, that I do is try my best to sympathize, with the individual, that's confiding in me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the second thing is we have to embrace our spirituality with these individuals because everybody doesn't come from a spiritual background.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of things that a lot of people go through, they don't have that spiritual background. That's why you know, so many attempted suicides, so many suicides, so many, suicide, homicide. You know what I'm saying? Because people are not spiritually grounded. You know what I'm saying? Foremost. And that plays a major part, in any situation, especially dealing with trauma. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm speaking, I'm gonna speak for me,
Okay.
because what I have learned is, I tell people all the time, what I have learned is, I grew up in church. You know what I'm saying? So I have that church and that spiritual background. That's embedded. They ain't gonna never go nowhere. So I'm able to reach out, you know, and give these traumatic people, you know, some type of love that they have never experienced. You know what I'm saying? They may have never opened up a Bible. They may not know a Bible verse.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That plays a major part. So once I display that, you know, then, we can go to, taking those alternative routes of, you know, well, have you talked to such and such about it? Well,
Hmm.
have you know what I'm saying? Again, have you prayed about it? You know what I'm saying? Well, who have you confided in? What type of feedback are you getting? I ask all of these type of questions because I want to know, because I'm trying to understand, and in order for me to understand, I need to understand what you're saying so I know, who to direct you to. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's a part of it because even with that, when it comes to somebody, and I said this before, not everybody experienced childhood trauma. May it be male
Yes,
or female. Not
yes,
everybody experienced
yes.
childhood trauma. There's just some circumstances where parents, I had to tell this to a client of mine not too long ago. I had to learn this personally for myself. And
Mhm,
I had to learn this personally for myself.
mhm.
I had to really sit down and talk to the person that hurt me the most and tell them, look, you hurt me from a space that you knew
Hmm.
hurt came from.
Yes,
Because again, you can only give me what you knew or what you were
yes,
taught. You couldn't give
yes,
me
yes,
anything else. So it
yes.
wasn't about me. You were just like you said, parents take trauma and pass it along to their children, or people take trauma and pass it along to the next person, but you can only give me from where you were coming from. So I can't
Yes.
get mad with you about that. I can only just take what you gave for me, chew on what I needed, and spit out the rest. Even for
Mhm.
when it comes with most men out here who don't want to have or have therapy, you never know exactly what have transpired in their life to where they're like, I don't trust nobody to want to sit down and
Yes.
talk to nobody about
Mhm,
anything
mhm,
because when
mhm.
I tried to talk to you, you didn't want to listen. When I tried to
Yes.
confide in you, you went and told everybody what was going. I even
Same,
experienced. We experienced
same.
that before. The family gatherings. You
Yeah,
had your
yeah.
first kid, and you didn't sit up there, and everybody in your family know that you didn't have your first kid.
Everybody knows.
Like,
Yeah.
what? Nobody didn't know that I had my first kid. Or my son reached puberty. I caught him doing it. Man, that's traumatic, right? How I catch you with that glove on there? What that glove? That ain't no condom. That's a glove. Tell everybody at the cookout. My son had his first. Like,
Yeah,
oh, cousin.
yeah,
Oh, cousin. I'm telling you. Cousin reached puberty.
yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah, she,
that's what you
yeah,
got to
she became a woman today.
right. I ain't going to the store to buy her no pants. I had to show her how to roll toilet paper up and look, listen, let me tell you. I mean, but that's why I say a lot of people think trauma comes from, there's good trauma and there's bad trauma.
Yes, yes, yes,
Just
it is.
the bad trauma people hold on to. Like I had to learn,
Yes.
even for like with my granddaughter, when
Mhm,
she was 1 and I went to California and it was her birthday. So I
mhm,
flipped on the light and I'm like surprised and she got scared, like,
mhm.
ooh, started crying. I was like, no, 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 no. Surprise mean a good thing. So then she
Yeah.
started doing the light herself, turning it off and on, which it was a bad habit because then she started doing that to her parents while they were asleep. Surprise! They're like, you know what you did? Do you know what you did? But people don't, people will take that.
Blame grandma, blame grandma.
Right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. We got it honestly. We be doing some stuff. It's family based. It's family based. But just that alone, when people take trauma and don't know the difference, because that's a session that I'm getting ready to talk about the difference between drama and trauma.
Hmm.
People
Yeah,
experience drama and they're thinking that it's trauma. And some people are taking
yeah.
trauma and thinking that it's drama. So you got to know the difference. But when it comes to a traumatic situation, toxicity in relationships, that's drama. That's just straight up
Hmm.
drama. You right and they
You
just
know,
super dramatic.
yeah, and another, trauma incident, that has came my way a few times, because a lot of men come up in a household where they seeing either the daddy beating on the mama, you know what I'm saying, or the husband beating on them, the boyfriend, you know what I'm saying? So they're seeing this all of this time, so they think that it's all right.
Oh
They
man.
really they really think that it's all right, and that's why it's so much of that going on right now because of that childhood trauma. Now that's childhood trauma.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you, you think that's all right. So you are really trauma. You've been traumatized your entire life because you are thinking this is okay. No,
Yeah.
this is not okay. No whatsoever. It is not okay.
Yeah, and I've had instances where young men have seen their moms beat up on their dad. And it's like,
Yes, yes,
I don't want to deal with that. And I'm
yes,
like, your mom did what to your dad?
yes.
What
Look,
did she do
I
to your dad?
yes,
You know,
I've
it's like,
I've wit- mhm. And I've
mm-hmm,
witnessed this myself. I'm talking about witnessed this myself from man. I'm talking about she whooping him. I'm talking about man. I'm like man, this she ain't missing at all. He don't stand a chance. I'm
he ain't
talking
trying,
about not missing.
no, he wasn't trying to go to jail. That's all it was. He wasn't trying to.
No, no, no. He was trying to fight back, but hey, hey, she was dealing with him. She was handling him.
He ain't telling
But
my story.
it goes.
Stop telling my story.
And it, yeah,
Stop telling my story. You think you slick. You telling my story. You know we done had them couple of them happen in the family before. You know we done had a couple. Call out some cousins. We gonna call out some cousins on it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know we gonna be in trouble.
yeah, but just like you said, drama and trauma is totally different. You
Yeah.
know, and a lot of people don't understand that.
No, no, because you got to know the difference. You have to know the difference. And even for that, I know when we talk about the community and the streets and how a lot of the young men that are on the streets come from fatherless homes, you know,
Mm-hmm.
single parent homes. You just want that love and that hug of the community. So then you start gravitating towards things that are really not healthy for you. And then when they're not healthy for you, then you take that along into your relationships. That's
Yeah.
drama. That's not just trauma.
Yeah.
That's trauma and trauma.
Yeah.
It's traumatic because you're not there with your dad, so you don't have that strong, firm foundation. Or sometimes the dad could be in the house and still not
But
what needs
but
to be
but
there.
he's not paying attention. He's not active. You know what I'm saying? So really, you just nilly willy all around the place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. 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 But I just really enjoy what you're doing in the community. Keep doing what you're doing and lifting up these artists out here, being the pillar of the community. I like how you say posse, but I already know you're not just from Trinity Garden. I already know you just not from Greens Point. I already know where you're from. So don't listen, sir. Sir. Sorora. Yeah, yeah. We are a family that traveled.
Yeah,
We
yeah, yeah,
have been on every destination of Texas planet of Houston that we
yeah,
have been. But
yeah,
yeah, but in that, I really enjoy the fact of the foundation that we were raised upon. You
yeah,
know, in our family, we had that balance. We got a chance to see some of everything growing up. We had
yeah.
that healthy balance, and I think that's what I used to say it a long time ago. If you ever mess with one of us, it was like
Oh,
58 or plus great grandchildren that was coming after you at one time.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
so
yeah, yeah, yeah.
we
Because before Madea passed, it was already over 100 cousins already.
man,
You- Yeah, so just imagine, what I'm saying, what we got right now,
uh, I,
so
I try not to think about it because when we were doing that cousin, the 22 granddaughters, and I found out it was like just 22 granddaughters alone, and then it's 20. It was like 30 something grandsons. So I
yeah,
was like, man, we came from a big family, but we learned a lot,
a lot.
and
Hmm.
but I
That's
I
right.
love the fact that what we've learned now we're putting it in position in what we're doing
Yeah,
out here in the community because that's how
exactly. Exactly. And I'm proud of you, man, because I'm like, you know what I'm saying. From coming from our background, it's not too many of us, what I'm saying, that have been able to have, what I'm saying, came over that hill, what I'm saying, to learn something totally different. And the stuff that coming from that's been embedded from childhood, from what we have learned from society, family values, our book sense, and what I'm saying, and everything else, you know say, man, hey, it's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, I tell, what I'm saying, even my baby boy, you
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? And by him being a baby boy, you know what I'm saying, I gotta, what I'm saying, put that lock on him, because we are living in that society where these youngsters, show no pity. They don't have no remorse whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I try to talk to as many youngsters as possible.
Yeah,
You feel what I'm saying? And to
yeah,
try to give them somewhat of background, and try to give them an example of what was then, compared to what's now.
oh
You
yeah,
know, it is no comparison whatsoever. We was able to down the street to the stores and get us some cool cups and walk across the street and go get us some candy, some annihilators and all of that kind of stuff.
The fat man cookies.
The fat man cookies, exactly, exactly. So we're living in the society where you know you have to basically go everywhere with your child.
Hmm.
And that's the scary part. That's
Hmm.
the scary part.
Yeah, yeah, it is. And then also having to sit down and talk to them about things that are not right. Like I said, even for me, with what I do, being a generational curse, and I don't like these cliches, that
Yeah,
we have back in the days. It was then okay. We didn't understand what they really meant, but we said them. So now you can't say those things to these kids. You got to break these things down. Tell
yeah,
me if somebody's touching you inappropriately. Tell me if
yeah.
something is going on so we can
Um,
get you some help.
man, you know, and that's one of the main discussions, that that we're gonna bring up, what I'm saying, later on, what I'm saying, this month, you know,
Okay.
uh, because that's something really that needs to be addressed,
Yeah.
because people always, saying, whatever goes on in his house stays in his house. No, 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 no. You know how many children are getting molested and treated badly,
Oh yeah.
just living off of whatever happened in this house stays in this house. It's
Mhm.
people 50 years and plus going through trauma just off that statement alone
Yeah.
because they didn't talk to nobody. They didn't tell nobody about that. It's
Yeah.
plenty adults going through that trauma and have to relive, what I'm saying, that situation now hearing again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yes, that's something that really needs to be discussed. You know what I'm
See, I
saying? Yeah, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not just speaking on one occasion. That needs to be brought up on many occasions because it's too many kids. And then this is the thing. We wonder why so many young ladies are walking the streets on Bissonnette. We wonder why so many young females are walking the streets on Titwell. It's
ooh,
because, yes, Titwell and 59.
I saw that. I was like, oh my Lord.
Yes, you know, so that's because of the childhood trauma. Don't no child want to grow up to be a streetwalker.
No, they never say that. They never
You
say.
know, you know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
it starts up in that household.
Mhm.
Or who surround those
So,
children.
I'm gonna go a little step further for you.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people are wondering why these young boys
Oh
are doing
man.
what they're doing.
Oh man.
Because you got, and I talked about this a couple of weeks ago, because
Oh,
mama is bringing uncle. No, it ain't no kid. Why am I calling you uncle in my house? And
yeah,
you don't know who he is, where he came from. All you know is you just want a warm body laying beside you.
yes,
It's
yes,
okay, but not knowing that that person really should not be there, nowhere near those kids. I've seen that for quite some time where these men not even telling women that they have cases, and some women not even telling. It goes both ways.
yes, yes,
Some
it does.
I've seen some mother-son relationships that is just downright disrespectful. How you
Yes.
sit up and treat your son like he your husband?
What? What? What?
I was like, do you not know that's not healthy? Well, Well, he helps me make decisions. I say like them old men say, you just a ski taste. You just a ski taste. Oh wait. From doing something you got no business doing if you ain't already doing it.
Yeah,
Yeah. Just a ski taste.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, and it's bad, and we wonder why the young ladies instead of, because when we was growing up, you know, a lot of our first jobs was at McDonald's, maybe Burger King, maybe Popeyes, you know what I'm saying? Maybe KFC. But nowadays, instead of these young girls going to apply for these type of jobs as a child, they skip that process and go straight to the strip club.
Mm-hmm. Fast money.
You know,
Fast.
and even worse than that, they done went from keeping the normal jobs, what I'm saying, as a child, from a McDonald's to Burger King, those type of jobs, to the strip pole, and now they done took it to the internet. You know, but it all starts from that statement. Whatever happens in this house stays in this house.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And I can understand you not wanting outsiders to know the family business, but if something is going wrong in the household as far as traumatizing these children or doing anything that's not supposed to be done to a child,
Mm-hmm.
it needs to be spoke up on.
Exactly. And
And that's why,
instead of sending people to prison for drugs, get them help.
yeah,
I mean, I explained that before. Not always a pedophile is a brand new pedophile. Something tempered,
hey,
something
man,
started that person to thinking that it's okay to do that type of behavior.
that's right. And it
Something
always be somebody that you know.
exactly,
Always. Somebody
exactly.
that you know.
It's that uncle or that auntie or that
Yeah,
cousin that wasn't even a family relative, but
that wasn't even a relative.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, wasn't
Exactly.
a relative. They were so close knit within the family.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
really want to be able to talk on when you get ready to do that topic. Bring me in. I'm
Yeah.
all for
Most
it.
definitely. Most definitely.
I'm all for it because again, until we know better, we can't do better and we can't respond better
That's
because we're
right.
going to continue to do the same behaviors, act the same way. When it comes to men wanting therapy, they want it, but there's so much embarrassment inside of it. It's not that a man doesn't want to
Yeah.
talk to
To
a
get
therapist.
help. Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
really it's in some cases it could be pride. In some cases it could be I just really don't want to tell nobody
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
really happened to me because I don't want to be judged.
Facts. 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 You know, and my thing has always been, because as men, we have that pride issue,
Mhm.
you know, but when you are a grown man,
You better say that word grown.
hey, career, when you are a grown man, that pride never even comes to your mind because you see the bigger picture.
Mhm.
You see the bigger picture. Because of me, if I had to go to counseling, you know what I'm saying? For point blank, I have no problem with expressing myself.
No, no, we don't.
That
We
you
don't.
know that's not a problem with me. You know what I'm saying? So if I did have an issue, I wouldn't have a problem. And I would encourage anybody to go get counselor. There's nothing wrong with talking to nobody.
Oh.
There's nothing wrong with that because a lot of people, and it's sad to say, a lot of people rather talk to such and such and such and such and such and such and them people over there versus talking to the man upstairs.
Mhm.
But for some of us, it's easy for us to say because a lot of us don't know him up there.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
that's the hard part, in a lot of cases.
But
You know,
I say they don't have there's a difference between, and I say this over and over again, having a relationship and a relationship. When
yeah,
you're doing
say that.
things religiously, but when you have a relationship with God, it's totally different because He will give
Yeah,
you the things that you
yeah,
need, and He will tell you, I think you
mhm,
need to go and talk to somebody. He will tell you
yeah,
that. Don't talk to
yeah,
somebody.
yeah, yeah. But a lot of us are not listening.
Mm-mm.
We hear him talking all the time, but a lot of us don't listen.
You better send it. You gonna shut the internet down on that one. You
Right?
gonna shut the whole internet down on
A
that
lot of us hear him talking all the time, but we're not listening.
one. Don't listen at all. Don't listen at all. Well, Critical, I have enjoyed this show with you. Don't
Yes,
forget to
yes,
spread the word for me for this basketball tournament. I am
yes.
really getting out here to advocate. I had a couple of people that reached out to me after the show, and I'm gonna send them the link again
Okay.
about getting their teams together so we can get out there because it's time. Like I said, today was kind of different for me. I had to tell my daughter, I was like, I really just broke down crying. And I cried so hard because I was like, my heart for the people, but I can't be the one to want it. They have to want it too.
That's
But I'm
right.
out here
Right.
doing
That's right.
my work, and I really felt that tug on my heart because so many people are missing opportunities to get healed and
Yes.
finding the right relationship and getting the things that they need,
Mhm.
in the
Mhm.
community. Out here in the streets, I'm tired of seeing black kids, black men, black women, black children, really anybody getting murdered because your mindset is, I'm going to
And
kill you
yes.
with no regards. Then you're another number inside of this prison system. And then you
Mhm.
got to sit there and go through somebody training you like you're a dog, telling you when to
Yes.
sleep,
Yes.
to the bathroom. That's not okay.
No, it's not. And then the people that are telling you that they way younger than you are.
Eh, That's why I said I said I couldn't be I knew for a fact I could not be a TDC officer and I could not be a parole officer because I would
Yeah.
be in jail because they would mess with me. I would be in jail. I would like, Lord, did you see what he did to me? Did you see what she said to me? Oh Jesus, let me go on. But it's
Yeah.
everything is to get out there. We have to just the same as we can promote music, we can promote these concerts, we can promote all this other stuff. Let's normalize promoting people actually talking to someone to make them mentally healthy.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, when we were younger as kids, we may see somebody walking down the street or at the store and they talking to themselves. You know what I'm saying? They just going on and on and on. We laughing, ha. We thinking that's funny, not knowing that they have a mental illness.
Mhm.
And I heard this from an old lady, years ago, maybe about 15 years ago, and we was talking on a subject, and somebody started laughing, and she was like, "Don't laugh at them, baby, because they sick in the head.
Mhm.
Don't laugh at them."
That's what I used to call
You
them sick
know,
in the head.
yeah,
Mhm.
yes. But I definitely appreciate you having me. But
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to get you on my platform
come
so
on. You
okay,
know,
so I can talk how I need to express myself. No, I'm just playing.
we do that regardless. When we barbecuing, I'm coming. You know how I feel. We be out there talking noise to people.
Yeah, and for a lot of people that's tuned in right now, going back and watch the replay, you know what I'm saying? And y'all may hear us saying us and our family. That's because we are first cousins, but
Yeah.
every for everybody, you know what I'm saying, that maybe one or half wonder, yes, we are, first cousins, you know what I'm saying? And
I
yes,
gotta ask, are you the first grandson?
yeah, first grandson, yeah. Uh-huh.
Ha,
Yes,
I knew it. I knew
yes,
it.
yes, yeah,
I
yeah,
knew it.
yeah.
I was like, yep, that's him.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
some of
Can
us,
can can you tell by my beard?
if my mama was here, you know what she would tell you, right? You know, my mama was that Amy.
Yes, yes,
My
yes,
mama was
you
that
would.
Amy. Uh, she would tell you some stuff. You'd be like, "Hey, Stella."
Yes. Yes, yes.
But
So yes, yes, yeah, because I am proud of you. I am, man. I am. Especially to see that you are out helping people. You know what I'm saying? Not just anybody, people that really need help. You
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because just think about if we had so many people off their meds, you know what I'm saying, trying to function in society or in a work environment, hey, we will be in trouble.
and we still
So, yes, but salute to people like you know what I'm saying, that that's taking the time out and the passion, and that love to help people. That means a lot. That
yeah,
really means a lot to everybody. You know what I'm saying? And people may not tell you, but it really means a lot to see, you know what I'm saying, that it's somebody that cares besides me.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I thank you, and I appreciate your time here. Um, we got to do this again, like on your platform, because I'm coming unapologetic. I
Yeah,
tell people
I
sometimes
need you
in
to.
cursing ministry. I may, sometimes a word or two may come out, but it be good words.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
words. We know how to
Yeah,
help.
and really, this is my first interview that I have done. You know what I'm saying? You know, I have really had to adapt. You know what I'm saying, from my normal. You know what I'm
Ooh,
saying?
Lord, I was
Yeah.
wondering if you was gonna go there like you did on the.
Nah,
Ooh,
nah, nah,
I was
nah,
like,
nah,
come
nah.
on, just come on, do it.
Nah, nah, no. Nah, I wasn't gonna do your audience like that.
Okay, okay. I thought I was gonna have to make a
Yeah.
phone call. Ain't right. Ain't right.
Hey,
So,
because
yeah.
she watching. She watching.
Amy, you're gonna have to talk to him. It was real critical. It was real critical.
Yes, but I love the interview. I love the questions. I love your passion. And you know what I'm saying? And this is a excellent show. You know
Thank
what I'm saying? For especially for all of the artists, you know, that are going through something, because I know a lot of artists. I'm in tune with a lot of, you know what I'm saying, people in the city,
you.
and it's a lot of people, that are hurt
Mm-hmm.
because they have been traumatized through their childhood,
Yeah, yeah.
so and that's why I'm glad that, you know what I'm saying, you're doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that Yielded is doing what she is doing. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and that's one thing, as a black man, we need to support our black women that are doing great things in
Thank,
our community.
thank
We
you,
have to. We have to.
thank
We
you.
have to.
Because
We have to.
it's an ongoing battle, especially when you don't have when you don't have that support, it's an ongoing battle when you don't just not have the support of the community, but when you don't have support in home, it's an ongoing battle because for me, it's like trying to shut my brain off. And it's hard for
Yeah.
me because I'm trying to figure out who needs what I have, and that's gonna be an ongoing thing until I close my eyes and go to sleep, you
That's
know.
right.
It is what it is. I accepted the assignment. I accepted my calling, and
Yes.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it, and I want to do the work.
Yes.
I want
Yes.
to do the work.
Yeah, but I got a lot of work for you.
Bring it. I'm gonna say it like they say on the wrestling. Bring it. That's what we were raised up. Bring it. All right, critical. I'm telling you, I had a blast, and like
Yes.
people, like
Yes.
you said, people don't know we are family. It's a lot of
Yes.
us.
Yes. Yes.
Like I tell people all the time, you better watch what you say to me because you never know if that's a I may get you. You better watch what you say to me. That may be a family member because
Yes. Yeah, it's a lot of us.
yeah. Mm. I'm gonna call them on. Do you know that's being drama? Do you know such and such and such and such? No, don't worry about it. They okay.
You know? Yeah. Yeah.
I got it.
Exactly. Exactly. That's right. That's right. I got it. That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
So when they look at you again, they're gonna be like, I better not say nothing. 'Cause I don't know who they
Hey, how you doing?
are. All right, it has been a great night. I gotta close it with you, you guys. Let me tell you something. My statement is always: when you know better, you do
Too
better, and
bad.
you respond better. I've had an awesome time with my special guest, the Critical Show. He's out here doing things in the community, critically, unapologetically. He's in these streets, but he's in the streets being a pillar for the streets. He's out here helping the community get the community where they need to be. But you have to be on board. We can only take you so far, but you got to want to be there. So
Right.
again, we will see you next Wednesday. You never know. I may have another surprise guest. I don't know. Jesus may come back. No, I ain't gonna say that. But
Hey, the way everything going right now, he may come back.
I keep telling him don't try it. I tell him I ain't done yet. Don't try it, sir. Don't come back. I ain't ready to go. Look, I be like our cousin Marilyn. No premature deaths. Marilyn be having me crying up. I love her. Yeah, we do have a foundation of God. I promise you, we do.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
We gonna pray you through it or beat you through it. One another.
Yeah. You getting one of them. You might get both of them.
Exactly. Lay some hands. They ain't gonna be holy, but they're gonna be some hands. I will talk to you later. Let me know when you're ready. I'll be ready. Good night, sir.
Good night, cuz.
All right, you guys. I hope you had a great night with me and Critical. Let me tell you, reach out to Critical. You can find him on social media platforms. I may have him again. Critical, shoot them your information, put it on my website, let them know how they can reach you. For your girl, I'll talk to you soon. Like I said, this 2025 year is the year of blessings beyond human comprehension. And I'm out.